joining us for this week's Digital Coats of Paint. This week, let me see. Do you want me to go ahead and pull up the... Oh, do we want to show them the thing or no, Brett?
It's up to you. You can if you want. I mean, it's up to you.
We'll wait till next week.
Okay.
We'll wait till next week. We're already a little bit over here.
Okay.
So this morning, let me pull up my presentation. Just a second. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Okay, I'll let you know.
All right.
Yep, we got it.
All right, perfect. All right, let me get the PowerPoint up here. All right, everyone. So keeping in line with the previous Digital Coats of Paint, which was originally, again, developed to kind of, help speak about the Ask the Expert sessions when they started, or when they were running, Brett and I wanted to kind of go over some of the information that was shared during Ask the Experts. And so keeping in line with that, social media management was discussed in this past Monday's Ask the Expert session. So we wanted to go over that. It's also something we haven't really talked about with the group yet. So I thought that today would be a good time to go over it. So today's agenda, what we want to do is just review the Geo Digital social media package, talk about the deliverables, and talk about the client assets that are needed. So we got to get the bits and pieces and the permission from the client. That's very important. Talk about things that you can do with social media management, like suggested promotions, sweepstakes caveats. We can talk about the content calendar, inbound comment response, leveraging some of the technology that we have, and then also the new reporting dashboard that's going to be coming out shortly. So we're also give you guys some talking points when discussing the social media management program, and then of course opening it up for some Q&A at the very end. Anything to add to that, Brett?
Nope. Sounds good.
All right. So let's talk about the deliverables here with social media management. Now this is taken off the wiki. You guys can go there. This is the deliverables sheet on the wiki. Of course, remember they took the pricing off, so we'll go over the pricing. Hopefully you all have your Geo rate cards. But the budget, there's 3 different programs we're working with. The launch program starts at $9.99. The engage program starts at $16.99. The expand program starts at $2,099 per month. So these programs all have, additional features the more expensive they are. And also, too, the budget is going to be based also upon the number of page likes that the customer has. So if a page has under 500 likes, then that $9.99 is going to be right around the starting point. You need to do an audit for this to really get the Geo recommendation for this package. So, we can go over, and again, if you have your Geo rate card, we can review the pricing, with that. In terms of platforms, the launch package just strictly goes onto Facebook, while the engage and expand packages go on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. In terms of features for the launch package, you're looking at postings of about 10 a month for launch, 20 for engage, and 30 for the expand package. Twitter posts are included with the engage and expand, including up to 40 Twitter posts a month for expand. And then in terms of monthly Google posts, the same thing with engage and expand as well. Monthly Geo digital content images. You get 5 of them with the launch, 15 with engage, and 30 with expand. With the launch package, you can get inbound response, actually with all 3 packages, and spam removal is also included in all 3 packages. Brand licensing is included with engage and expand, but brand licensing and Google Plus is only included with expand. So landing page contesting is only through the engage and expand packages, and Twitter contesting is only on expand. So again, the packages get more intense and more features for the customer the higher you go. We'll go over the SLAs for this just real quick for you as well as part of the deliverables. There is a 13 business day turnaround for the SLA for this. The order placement takes about 3 business days. Fulfillment, according to Geo, is about 10 business days. We all kind of know that sometimes that is a little skeevy. So personally, I would just let the customer know it's about 15 business days. Build in that little 2-day extra buffer. It can't hurt. So that's just a suggestion. But on the actual rate card SLA, it is 13 business days. Okay. So let's go on to like what type of package should I recommend. So when you're talking with your clients, you want to ask a few questions to get a little bit more information about what would be a good recommendation for them. And also, do your audit as well and get that feedback from Geo. But, you want to ask like things like, does the client have a Facebook page or has less than 500 fans? So if they do have a Facebook page, is there 500 or less? Are they spending, 2 hours or less a week posting content? And, in terms of posting content, is it 1 to 3 times a week? And do they really not have any clear goals in mind? They just know that they need to be on Facebook or on social media. So for that customer, we're probably going to recommend a starting package, with the launch, because we know they're going to have to grow their social influence and their fan base. So that's a good package for that type of client. Looking at the next section, like does the client have a Facebook page with less than 1,000 fans? Do they spend, again, that 0 to 2 hours? Are they posting content 3 to 10 times a week, but they don't get very many likes, shares, or interactions, or comments even? If they aren't consistent with responding and interacting with fans because they don't have the time or the resources, and they're not really sure what to post or engage with fans, well, for that, we might want to look at something like the Engage or Expand package. Especially with the Engage package, they're really going to want to have to grow their page engagement and increase page engagement before growing it. So we're going to want to kind of build off of what they've already started, but we also want to make sure that their pages and profiles are set up to be optimized. And really, we're going to want to come up with a content schedule and an activity schedule that's going to engage and boost their audience. Okay. Sorry, I went too far ahead. So again, for the 1,000+ fans, if the client has like an in-house resource who's focused on marketing, but they're stretched very thin and they can't dedicate enough hours to really manage and monitor their social interactions, but they post frequently, but they really need to do more, maybe contests or monitoring or reports that really interest them. So this customer has really done a great job with building their social media page. They're just lacking the time and resources. So for them, something like the Expand package is going to be really good. So anything to add on this one, Brett?
Nope, sounds good.
Okay. So for the next one, we're talking about the social media management. This is the onboarding form instructions. These are the things you really need to get from the client once you are getting things moving towards the package moving forward. So you really need to get their Facebook URL. That's just paramount. They need to give that to you. But they also need to grant us administrative access. So it's really important that we get that. We can't even move forward really unless we get that from the customer. So a client-facing guide on how to provide the access can be found on the wiki. So you can actually, find a form that you can give to the customer to show them how to give you guys or give Geo administrative access. Campaign audience, you really want to talk in depth with your customer about the geographic location they want to target, the age group, any kind of target demographics in terms of gender. We really need to know where to start with that social advertising. And so just giving us their campaign audience is going to be helpful. We'll need to get, of course, logos. It's just really important to get any kind of logos or images from them. And again, we'll show you in a few minutes here some more information on that. For Twitter information, of course, we're going to have to get a username and password. If we have to create a Twitter profile for them, we will if one doesn't exist already. And the same thing with Google Plus information. So we'll need to get their Google Plus credentials. Again, if they don't have an account, we'll create it for them. For the campaign running, we'll need to get some contact information from them, the goal, the social voice. We want to know the tone they want to use with the content they create, a cover image for Facebook, a header image, again, their business logo, if we're looking at anything from Facebook to Twitter to Google Plus. And so this is all actually on the wiki as well. There is a downloadable management form and onboard instructions that you guys can have and kind of use as a checklist when you're working with your clients. And here's some of the image specifications that are also found in the checklist, so you guys can see what's necessary when the client's asking, well, what should I send you? What size should they be? Here's the information for you. So, if like the logo, it should be, 160 by 160, but the file's going to be uploaded as a 180 by 180, so the entire logo of the company should really be visible in the square. When I have a logo that's kind of cut off, it looks kind of unprofessional. Same with the cover image. Image is going to be 851 by 315, but again, you want to make sure that it's not cut off or heads are cut off or it just looks awkward. You want it to be a clean image to present that company or that client in the best way. So again, this just breaks it down. Facebook timeline images are about 1200 by 1200. They will not be cropped, but they will be scaled down so that larger than the above, 1200 by 1200 is okay, assuming the ratio is correct. So again, this is just going to break down for you guys what you need, and this is found in that onboarding form. Okay, so suggested promotions by vertical. We'll just run through these super quick here. Most clients are going to respond well to any promotions that are tied to a purchase or foot traffic. Talking about promotions more than contests. Talk about promotions more than contest or sweepstakes, and that's going to give them more options. So, we don't really talk about contests more than just really a promotion. Product service giveaways are most successful for attracting soft qualified likes. So promotions and giveaways tied directly to spend are good for driving foot traffic and really result in smaller but more qualified growth, which is good for that client. Charity drives can also be effective at audience growth, but they're generally less qualified. Giving away electronic devices are usually more broadly appealing, but the return is also least intent qualified or geo-qualified audience. So in terms of things like for auto, an audience promotion might be a free oil change or a free detail and tint, but the action promotion is going to be service specials or perhaps like a free car wash. And you could just kind of run down the whole list here, something like for, personal services, you're talking about free treatment or product, or perhaps a gift card for an audience promotion, but for real action promotion, a discount on that treatment or a free upgrade or add-on. So, if you want, we're going to send this out at the end of this presentation. You guys are free to go ahead and look through this. I know we're coming up on the halfway mark, and then we're going to have to run through some more slides here. So if you have any, go ahead, Newt. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'll just clear my throat. Sorry.
Okay. So again, if you have any questions on this, we can either email you this actual slide itself if you need to see it, but we're going to send the presentation out shortly. So. All right, Sweepstakes Caveat, the same thing. What kind of promotions are available to your social client? With the Climb and Start program for Facebook ads, you can see that a client. Well, actually, let's go back to some of these caveats. So clients cannot give away things like alcohol, tobacco, firearms as a prize. You cannot do that. It's just there's very, very strict rules about that. Also, too, some of the caveats you can't exceed about $4,999 in total prizes, and that's a value. That value in New York or Florida, it actually is going to create legal hoops for that client to jump through, and it's going to take a lot longer time to launch. So this is actually information right from the presentation on Monday, folks. So. Legally, the prize or duration should not change once it's started. If there are too few entries, the contest really shouldn't be extended. And ads also need to say exactly what the prize is. We can't say things like win $500 if it's actually a $500 gift card, because the clients might think, well, it's $500 cash, and that just gets complicated. So, again, you can look at some of the promotions that are available to the social clients. With the launch program, you're looking at a timeline contest. With the engage program, you're looking at a landing page, timeline contest, or fan-only coupons. And with expand, it has the most promotion availability through the social media management program at landing page contest, timeline, fan-only, or Twitter contests. So. Okay, Brett, I think, is this the point? I think you're taking over this point, right?
Yep. Go ahead and
I'll stop presenting.
yeah.
Okay, and I'm handing it over to Brett, guys.
Okay. Let me know when you can see my desktop here.
All right, thanks. Yep, I can see it now.
Okay. All right. So Scott's going over a little bit of some of the deliverables and what you can kind of expect with social media management. We want to talk really quickly about customized content calendar. We're going to talk a little bit about 1 month in advance. Early in the month, account managers work with clients to learn about specials and their focus for the month. Mid-month, provide content for approval. It typically follows an 80-20 rule, so 80% of lifestyle posts and 20% business related. So I know a lot in the past when we're even doing like Facebook advertising, the client really gets caught up in actually flipping that around where it's 80% business related and 20% lifestyle posts. And really you want to have a good mix of a lot of lifestyle and a lot of content and information. When you think about it as being on a consumer standpoint, you don't want to like a page and then just get inundated with posts about their business or promotions going on or anything. I mean, sometimes you really want to know information or tidbits about what the industry is about or something that's valuable from your end that you can actually learn from a business and not just be solicited by a business. So I mean, that's we've run across that a couple times with clients that we've had, and we've even had the account managers talk on the phone with our clients and tell them, it's really it's a best practice to really be really transparent and be talking to the Facebook audience when you're putting posts up there, like you're talking to them as a person and not just talking to them as a marketing vehicle, using Facebook as a marketing vehicle or any of your social promotions. So when you're out there, you just really stress to the client if you've sold a Facebook campaign or if you're selling a social media campaign, that they want to structure posts around to where a lot of the content is actually information not related just to business posts, but actually their industry and lifestyle and content that's actually valuable, that's not a promotion or a special that's going on. So is 10 posts enough for the launch package? Does that mean 30 is too many at expand? Facebook recommends that the business pages post at least 1 to 2 times per week. By scheduling 10 posts, we exceed that minimum recommendation, are able to use varying post types, post on different days of the week, and should maintain acceptable frequency. As our package levels go up, the activity levels and expected audience sizes go up as well. Businesses with launch packages that see a lot of activity on posts should be presented upsell opportunities to reach an even bigger audience with a bigger package. So, the more activity that we're getting on our page, obviously we want to have, more content. We want to have, more engagement there. And then that leads into, inbound comment response and spam removal. As we get more traffic coming into these pages, we're going to start getting comments. We're going to start getting interaction. So if a client doesn't have the time for that, Geo does have that inbound comment response, and they can respond to, comments that are on the page, and any comments that are either low quality or kind of maybe malicious in nature, or if they're spammy. So we provide inbound response and customer service. Some other companies will have a cap for the time frame that they will monitor and respond, but we don't do that. So don't forget the weekend coverage is available for an extra cost. So that might be, we've had that actually come up in conversations about when we're talking about social media. Our clients are saying, well, do you guys do this on the weekend? And we can do that, but it is actually going to be, that extra cost that's associated with that. So if you do get a package for social media and you have that question come up on roughly how much it's going to be, we can always talk to an account manager or if a client is willing to spend X amount, and we're coming back with a price and they're not agreeing to that, we can also try to put in a rate request form and work with them on weekend deliverables for that segment and that product. So spam posts and content removal. We'll remove any spammy posts or content from our clients' pages. So an example of this would be, someone who posts sales price can't get any lower. NFL jerseys only $21 each, lowest price with unlimited 100% fulfillment guaranteed. Order now to get a free cap. I mean, this is really kind of a spammy post because there's a lot of exclamation points. There's capitalization, must have. And they're constantly just every sentence that they have is something about their promotion, and then they have a link going directly to that. So that's really more of a spammy post. So anytime that maybe if someone does comment from outside on a client's page, Geo will monitor those, and we'll let the client know what's happening, and we'll remove any comments and address any interactions that might be spammy or low quality. So just really quick on leveraging technology, the ability to identify the best performing and most engaging posts. We have this technology that we use in the back end with social media products, ability to identify industry content trends from across the web, ability to search for local events happening in your client's neighborhood, allows for deeper optimizations and data-backed creation of new content and campaigns month over month. So, the account managers work with the social management team, and they have certain resources at their disposal, so we can really dive deeper into an industry, and we can dive deeper into a specific location with our social media products and see what's happening in a given area, and that's just some of the technology on the back end that our social media development teams have at their disposal. So we can really have an open conversation about that once we get a contract with a client about leveraging our technology and what we can offer with our social media, all of our social media dimensions, and what we can deliver to them. And just real quickly, talking about the reporting dashboard that's been going on. Mo, any of you have sold any of you that's either sold or have a current Facebook campaign running, or any social programs running right now, you know that we're having a real problem with the reporting dashboard and ClickFuel that's happening, where I think the cutoff was around 9.4 or something like that, and there's been even lags of data before that time period. So, we still have a lag. It's pretty much been cut off since 9.3, 9.4. That's because we're rolling into a new dashboard, and a lot of the feeds that are coming in from direct feeds of data coming in from ClickFuel have not been responding that well from Facebook feeds into ClickFuel. All that data has been kind of lagging and has been not being translated well from ClickFuel. So because of that, we're going to be transitioning over to a new reporting dashboard, and that's going to be for all products. It's not going to be just for social or Facebook. It's going to actually encompass all of our range of our DMS products that have any metrics behind them. So PPC, SEO, targeted email, all these products are going to be going into a completely new dashboard. And within the webinar that we had on Monday, I asked the question when we can expect that, and if there's going to be any data coming in from ClickFuel before this transition happens, and it looks like that's not the case. So we just got to hang tight right now until we get the new dashboard, and that should be coming out next week at some point. They weren't specific on the days for that, but if your clients right now are asking what's going on in the back end with any of your Facebook campaigns or any of your social campaigns, just you can request a manual report from your account manager. And so you can just ask and say, we want a full report from this time to this time. Or what I do is I just say, we would like a full report from initiation of launch up to current. And they'll actually come back. It'll take around 3 to 4 days, but they will get you a report with the impressions, click-through rates, actions, likes that have been generated, and they'll just basically give you a typed out manual report for that. So you at least have something you can go back with them about. If your clients are asking you this and they're wondering what's happening in the dashboard, just tell them that we are switching all of our material and all of our analytics over to a new dashboard at this point, and that's why there's a lag in data, because we are transitioning all of our data into a new dashboard, and it should be available next week. So,
hey, Brett.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Brett. Looking at the Ask the Experts schedule, it looks like we're going to be covering the new dashboard over the next couple weeks here. So, so they will be going into some detail about how to read it and things like that over the next few weeks.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. So just hang tight, and I would suggest, even if your clients aren't asking about the reports that are happening, if they don't even have direct access, maybe you have access to ClickFuel, I would highly recommend that you get just do it today. Ask your account manager for a full report since you've launched your product up into the current date, and they'll get you that. But keep in mind, it will take about up to 3 to 4 days for that to come back. So if you're planning a meeting with the client, you're going to review your social campaigns, I would highly recommend that you get that report before you go into that meeting, and let them know a true, accurate report of what's going on within your dashboard. Now, some of our clients are asking, well, does this mean that you've stopped the campaign, that we're actually not generating any more likes or impressions, or the ads have stopped? No, it's not the case. It's just that our reporting dashboard is not reflecting the accurate metrics right now. All of the campaigns are still functioning properly. They're still out there, so they can see that by going on to their Facebook page. And if you're in social media, you can see the posts that they're generating, or if you're just in Facebook advertising, you can see the page likes increasing if you go on directly to the Facebook page. But again, there's no way to really track the impressions, clicks, and click-through rates at this point, or likes that have increased since initiation of launch, other than waiting for the new dashboard to come out. So just let them know about that and be aware. And I'd highly recommend that if you haven't pulled a report since a few weeks back, or requested one, that I would highly recommend that you request a manual report from your account manager. And so talking about talking points real quick, selling points for social media management. What questions should I ask my customer to start a conversation about this solution? So here's some of the questions. This has come off right from the talking points section in the wiki. You can ask, do you have a dedicated resource to manage your social networks? Do you currently have Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus pages? I think these are kind of the questions that everyone asks, and are kind of just a no-brainer. Some of these get a little bit more, out of the box, and so these are good questions that you can just review. How many hours a week do you dedicate to social media? Are you aware that 80% of consumers would be more inclined to buy more often in the future because of a brand's presence on social media? How would you rate your social media presence? Do you stay in touch with current customers? How many referrals do you get in a month? Where does most of your new business come from? What does a page or a follower mean to you? Do you have a social media marketing strategy? Why is social media important to you? Do you have a mobile marketing strategy? Why do you want a social media solution? So these are all good questions to ask a potential prospect, client that's out there, if they're not aware of social media, if they're not doing social media, and just to reemphasize the importance of what social media can do for their business, and what that element is for when it's relating to their business, and how social media in the current world of either digital or not, or offline, can affect their business. So just review some of these questions, and talk openly about with your client, and it'll start engaging them more, and then you can start talking a little bit more about getting more research done, getting an audit done, having that come back, and then talking a little bit about what kind of deliverables they would like and what's their budget all about, and a little bit, of what their expectations are, and also what they would like to get out of social media. So I think we're open to Q&A at this point. I can't see the chat window, but if anyone has any questions, feel free to type them in the chat window, and Scott or anyone else can speak up and talk about anything.
Brett, I did want to add to the team too. Guys, if you have questions about social media management or you just want to review it, the talking points really give you a lot of great information. And like those questions came right from the talking points on the wiki. So review that. Take a look at some of the things that are brought up in there. It really is helpful for really all the geo products. There's talking points for everything in there. And it really does a great job of giving you an overview of what the product does, questions to ask customers, etc. So I just really recommend you look at that information. It does help. Okay. Brett, I don't see any questions in the conversation line. Jeannie did say, that she likes the questions and the team should use them. So good job on that. Anybody have any questions? All right,
Scott.
Yeah.
Just real quick, I don't know have you guys had any experience with the dashboard recently? That's kind of what I was talking about with the reports. Have you guys had any of that you've been dealing with on your end, or if anybody had any questions?
Yes, we have. We have one that's running that I know Ron's got one that's running that I believe he has addressed with the account manager on it. So yeah, I did see that like you said, around September 1st, all of a sudden things just kind of dropped off of it. So I know we're anticipating this changeover.
Okay, so you guys got the manual report pulled then? You just talked to the account manager?
I believe so. I think Ron, when I spoke with him, and has reached out to the account manager.
Okay. So. Yeah, because I know when we went to the digital coats, and Lonnie even didn't know that we could pull manual reports, so I don't know how many people out there were aware of it or not. So that's a good thing that we definitely want to give to the client, make sure that we're transparent with the analytics that's going on in the back end. So, okay, well, if no one has any questions, maybe we can just wrap it up here.
All right. Well, team, thanks again. We appreciate you joining us this morning. And as always, if you have questions, feel free to please email us or send us a message on Skype, or reach out, let us know. So thanks to everyone. Have a great sales day, and enjoy the weather.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Woo.